Hello, welcome back to Being in Nothingness. Alright, uh, I'm back from the previous episode. Like, it hasn't been long since the last episode, although I can see that my time is clearly going up and up, like very high up. It was at 13 hours last episode, so we have gone up by a full hour for one puzzle, which is to be expected given it's a 5-bean puzzle. But still, it wasn't that big of a 5-bean puzzle, and the solution turned out to be really simple. In fact, I probably could have gotten it if I just stared at it for a bit more. I could have gotten it within the first, I don't know, 30 minutes, having just figured out the exact setup that I want. But that's alright, tunnel visions happen. Or this is actually the opposite of a tunnel vision, because I started looking elsewhere before fully considering my solution to not work. I definitely have a lot to improve there. So as opposed to, staring at a solution, as opposed to trying everything in a solution, I feel like maybe I should keep trying a certain idea until I'm certain it doesn't work. Yeah, okay. So this episode we're moving on to the next puzzle in the island, the second last one that we haven't solved yet, Clouds on the Horizon. Okay, this is a big one. There's a lot of beans here. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 beans. That is not a lot, but still quite a lot. Aren't these aren't these the exact same recipes as the other one? Hold on, let me check. Yeah, it's the exact same. Okay. Well, that's unfortunate because I did not like the fact that I spent quite a long time here without achieving much. Okay. So what do we have? 1 icicle, 2 bombs, 1 vine, and 3 clouds. And I am not allowed past this line with beans. I can walk past them normally though, of course. So, okay, so I just need to get that to happen. So I want a cloud here. Interesting. And also I need a bomb to blow you up. Very interesting. Why is this here if all you could do is just remove a bomb and remove this block? I'm certain that means that this explosion has to be paired with something else, which means I have to work on efficiency now. I have to make sure that the bomb used for this also happens to do something else. Otherwise, the puzzle could simply have been designed without the bomb and this block. There's no reason to put those in unless, the explosion. So I think in terms of puzzle design, the bomb was placed here to limit where a bomb can explode. So we want a bomb to kind of explode in this spot, maybe? I don't know, I'm thinking a bit too much about it. But alright, the puzzle is to get this to be shot at. Presumably by a cloud. I don't know if I can shoot here, but if I can shoot here, then why not a cloud? Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. There's no way I'm getting every single bit of bridge here, the bridge all the way to this spot. Is there a reason why this is open? Not sure. Cloud here is interesting. I don't think I can generate more beams. I could potentially generate infinite movement with a consistent bomb pushing, like frozen block pushing this way. So I could consistently be pushing a bomb in this direction to consistently push something in this direction. Although I'm not entirely sure why that would work. Also, I can't put anything here by myself, so that's another problem. I can, however, use an icicle to push objects into this position and then push them off. But it's obviously not going to be enough space. In reality, I'll only ever have 6 items here. Six objects as bridges. Yeah, that's all I can have. And then the icicle, I don't know what the ice is gonna do. Okay, let me look at the reach of the vine. Vine's reach is nowhere near this cloud. Okay. Wow, this is not easy to start at all. How in the world should I start this? I want a cloud here. Oh, maybe I can push off from here. Yeah, that's a much better idea. Push off from this line. Why not I do that? But I can't walk past, which is interesting. So how do I suppose I am going to get a cloud here? Because I can't go here myself, obviously. How do I suppose I get a cloud here? Means I need a white bean here, but how will that happen? A frozen cloud breaks at this point, but how will it do that? It needs to break at this point, but how will that happen? It needs a solid block here, which doesn't seem to actually work. Anyway, no idea, but this is very interesting. How will I do this? Okay, being frozen to an icicle doesn't do anything. Yeah. Okay, what does the cloud here even do for me? Does it only block me? No idea. Okay, this is a big one. I'm probably going to be spending multiple episodes on this because I know I am not going to be able to figure out much at the very beginning of the puzzle. So if you tried the obvious, if you tried the very, very obvious... well, if we tried the obvious, it's going to be fairly difficult. But that's okay. An easier way to set this all up is to place the... Yeah. Yeah, I guess so. But here doesn't really let me go anywhere. That's okay. We'll deal with trying to get to the exit eventually. Right now, I just want to deal with, So we can, you know, do this sort of thing, build a couple bridges. We want a white bean to be saved for the end. Also, this is probably not a good place to put all my beans, but it doesn't matter. There's a vine for some reason. So yeah, I can like make this and then like potentially a bridge, an object here, and then... But this will use up everything, right? Yeah. Okay, no, hold on. If I pulled a cloud across using a vine, that would be able to shoot you as the cloud gets pulled over. So the question is, how far away does the vine need to be from the edge to actually... Oh man, I can't see. Okay, hold on, I need to use this as a measurement. Okay, so your range goes there. I need you to be exactly here, so I just need to be up there. That seems surprisingly maybe doable. The only issue is how to put the bean there, I think. Do I want a wall here? Which can generate from a wall here? But I don't have... I do somewhat have infinite movement, but it doesn't really work out. I will need 3 solids. Something to crack against here and turn into a solid. Something to crack here against it and turn that into a solid. And then something to crack here and then turn into a solid. I keep saying solid, I meant a solid block, as in frozen. That actually won't really help, will it? I don't know. But it seems like frozen bean breaking here may be the best move. But it needs to break on this or this. It seems hard to even put a solid object there, unless it were maybe another cloud. Could it be another cloud? Why would that be, like... I don't think so. Yeah, fine, just needs to be here. I wish I could mark spots. Like, I don't think there's a... There's a colorblind mode. Oh, E is to put down selected bean. I didn't know we had that option. E. Yeah, there's no like, you know. Okay, E? Really? I didn't select any bean, I guess. Okay. Alright. I need a sip of water. Hold on. I think we have a good idea. The reason why is because it's the only feasible idea I can come up with right now. So if there's anything else that is even more feasible, I don't know what that would be. Maybe eventually I'll look past that and then I'll find something else. But right now, today, we're going to look at trying to get just the vine here. Because that would almost literally just solve the puzzle. The only other issue is this thing, which we need a bomb for. But how will a bomb... How would that correlate with our presumption that a bomb needs to explode around here? That is also used for something else. What could a bomb exploding somewhere here do for me? The most obvious answer is that it could... It could reposition the icicle. It could get rid of clouds if I use them in the past. Or get rid of a vine. And I could use that bean again, but more likely I want a frozen vine to like break here. Although that seems pretty interesting. What about a bomb? No, because a bomb exploding here would break the ice below it. I was wondering if it was possible for a bomb to bounce off the water and then smack into a frozen vine, causing an explosion. That seems unlikely though. And the reason why is because it would, yeah, again, I said it would break the blocks beneath it, which would, you know, not allow the vine to stand here. If you do want a frozen vine to show up here, then it's very likely that it just has to break on something and not be broken by something. Fine, but we have a lot of clouds. Are clouds just freezing? Frozen? Are they frozen blocks? Are they just frozen blocks? Are they really just frozen blocks? Hard to say. Bomb. We get one bomb that can explode anywhere, or potentially even be a frozen object. One bomb to freeze anywhere. This is inclusion of an extra bomb. Makes me think it can't just be a bridge building exercise. It has to be something else. Vine has to be here. I mean, I can very easily just push a frozen object in. I guess we'll try that now. If I want to, I can put you here. Frozen cloud go here. Okay. So frozen cloud goes in there. Okay, so maybe I also want a vine here. The final step could be to get this vine to simply just eat the icicle. But of course, what can the vine break on? That. Could I get an object there? That seems difficult. Because how can I get you to stop here? I'm thinking I might want to use a space up here for something. Something. In general, like... If I could simply place a blockage here... What blockage could I place? I can't put anything down there yet. Yes, it has to start with an ice down here, I'm pretty sure. I can't get anything up here. Unless it were... it can't be a bomb either, because I couldn't walk past the bomb, it would just explode on the wall. And I couldn't use it. A frozen... Yeah, that's what I need to... A frozen object could act as a blocker. So the starting could be, you know, maybe something like... Actually, this might be a good spot for an icicle. It seems to get a lot of things. Then also let me walk everywhere. Particularly, here's a place I can step on that is also covered by you. I can slide an object into here, although that actually does seem maybe somewhat challenging. Can slide an object here, and it might end up blocking the way. Not really. Yeah, the only thing that can block the way now is you, and like that's not a very good spot. Yeah, I need to do something here first. Can't put anything right here right now. Interesting that you also managed to touch this spot. Because if I manage to push a bunch of stuff in here, an object could just freeze in this position. So this, oh wow, that's actually really cool. This spot does a couple things, actually does a lot of things. It blocks me from being shot by the cloud, but also blocks this space, which allows an object to freely move in this direction. Fascinating. Oops, where was I? Okay, sorry. Thinking. This looks like a final state, if anything. Then all I need to do is to have a frozen vine here that I push up. And then that would basically solve the puzzle. The previous state would involve... this icicle somewhere else. And an explosion. The issue is like... where can the icicle be such that it can be bombed by a bomb that also gets rid of you? I think that's what I'm looking for. A spot that destroys the icicle and this block, where the icicle also helps me do stuff. I don't know, okay, but okay, our end state looks like this. And then something has to happen to be here. Oh, that's actually tough as well. How do I get something here in the first place? A moving object pushing upwards. But what moving object? A bomb? A bomb could be interesting, but I'll need a lot of objects here. In fact, for a frozen object to be here that's just stopped, right? It probably has to be a bomb that walks in this direction. Then I can have two frozen things here. Two frozen things. If I try and optimize that, one of the clouds can have been here where I pushed it over. The other cloud would have been created beforehand. A cloud needs to exist here, which is interesting because how would I do that? How would a frozen cloud have existed here? And then this frozen cloud, by the way, would also be shot by you by the time it becomes a cloud. So I gotta be pretty quick with my moves here, or at least not be holding any beans when I do my stuff. Then we also need something here, which is actually a lot of things. We need a lot of things. Hold on, let me just count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We need 6 objects. Not to mention that bomb here. And then icicle makes 7. So this doesn't feel right anymore. Because I now need more than 7 objects. 4 to make a working bridge. Well, okay. Why would I need a bridge in a horizontal direction if a vertical direction works just fine? Like the moving bomb, for example, can just move up and freeze here. There doesn't have to be anything frozen here. So I can have 2 clouds here, a bomb walking up here, which means I no longer need to even be in here anymore because I don't need to push anything in this direction. I just need to push 2 clouds upwards. bomb goes up as well, and then by the time it gets here, I need to have this activated already so that it freezes you at this position. Fortunately, I don't think that'll be too difficult. The endpoint will also exist with a vine here, because a vine trying to eat the icicle at this point is not good. Okay. So that now fits. We don't need to block anymore. So we've saved 2 objects. One here and one here. Which means I can potentially save a bomb and a cloud from whatever I want. In fact, I don't need to save a cloud, I can use a cloud. Well, I don't know what I'm saying, but I think I have optimized this to be about as good as possible. But there might be more, I'm not sure. So the first setup has to be an icicle positioning clouds in freezable spots. Wait, no, is that true? I can afford 1 explosion. The other one is a frozen bomb here. I can afford 1 explosion. The first explosion needs to set it up so that I either already have cloud bridges here, or I set it up so that a cloud bridge can form here. Okay, like... I have 3 clouds though. So like this can be 1 cloud bridge. Then the second cloud bridge, I have no idea how it would get. I have no idea how to use this. The bomb needs to explode here as well, which is kind of tough. How would a bomb explode here? It's just not possible. It would freeze, and I can't block that icicle aura. This block prevents me from sliding anything here, but this could be useful, okay. So if I had placed you here, but I can't get in anymore. The idea is that I can do this, I can do this. Aha, I can sacrifice a bomb. This isn't really a sacrifice because I always break this block to get the bomb beam back. So that gets our bridge. And really, we need to somehow be able to destroy you and this block at the same time. That's tough. Also, this doesn't quite work anymore. Like, I do get the bomb back. Actually, I do get the bomb back, so all I need to do is set up a bomb here. Not quite. I want to get rid of you. So this, for example, will get rid of you very easily. I get a second bomb, and I get this icicle. So the next step is to set it up so that the vine is here, it is frozen, and then the bomb walks up here. Not cloud. So you are vine, and then bomb is here. The bomb actually might be a problem because it's definitely gonna take more time for us to walk here and shoot. Unfortunately, it's gonna take a bit too long. Okay. And is it? Yeah, it is. Unless I can put the bomb like up here. Can I do that? The idea that I would like to have is this, which freezes the bomb here, and then this is a frozen vine, which clearly won't happen. This would have been nicer, honestly. Right? This would have been way easier to pull off, I think. Because I wouldn't have to walk past you. Unless somehow there's a space that isn't here that the icicle is still useful at. But this looks like a good space for... Can I break a bomb beam? No, I need to break a bomb beam where I can push it off. Which is just here. This is the only spot. This is a very good spot actually, but it's unfortunately not good enough. Man, okay. Kind of close. Actually, you know what? No, it's okay if I also use the cloud. A cloud can shoot you. Ooh, okay. So yeah, that gets you. That gets you. And so this would almost win. The only thing we're missing now is this block. Okay, missing that block. Meaning we need to find a good enough setup such that the first explosion could have destroyed both you and you. I am going to very quickly save this setup in case I forget what it looks like. I mean, I won't forget what this looks like. But we have the second section of the puzzle done, I think. Which means we only have to work on the first. Good setup for an explosion that would destroy both. A cloud? No, not a cloud. Here? The problem is that... I mean, like... The icicle can't be in this column because that's where the bridge is going to be. The icicle can't be in this column because the bomb won't reach far enough to hit both you and you. So the icicle has to be in this column. But then we get kind of a peculiar issue. Is that wherever the icicle is, right, it is most optimal for a bomb to explode here. The bomb cannot explode here or here. The bomb... yeah. I'm wondering, the cloud could also work though. The cloud would work. And the reason the cloud would work is because the cloud getting blown up would just give me the cloud back. So I could still use the cloud in this setup over here. I would get the beam back for it. So I'm free to use one cloud as well in my setup to try and get this bomb to get rid of both the icicle and the block. There are 3 possible spots. This is one of the spots where the bomb has to be here, which is kind of difficult. Could a bomb actually explode here? Or would it always be a frozen bomb? Like, there's no way to block this, right? There are 2 other spaces, either here, which seems somewhat challenging, but maybe not that challenging. The difficulty with this setup is that I can't push upwards here. And then the other one is here, which is equally challenging because how would I get into this spot to push you upwards? Like twice. It definitely seems like none of these spots are viable. Are there any other spots I'm missing? Besides this spot? Well, not sure. It's just that, like, it's straight up impossible for a bomb to explode here though. It's because it's ice. I've never seen this happen before. It's not. So okay, so this is where the trouble actually starts coming in. Like, the puzzles usually have this nice deducible setup. Like in the 2 other puzzles so far. The 2 other 5 beans so far, I have found a really reasonable setup that uses a reasonable amount of beans that has a logical, it is not impossible feel to it. This is one of the puzzles. It took me quite a while to get there, but we eventually found a setup that is both deducible and isn't materially too demanding. The only issue is that there's always one hitch. Always one hitch stopping me from getting to the final goal. Is that what hitch means? It's a knot. In this case, we are talking about repositioning the cloud. The icicle. Or is it the case where I don't actually need to reposition the icicle at all? And why would that be true? Why would that be? That would not be true because suppose we didn't need to do that. Well, firstly, one of the bombs would become basically redundant. Once again, the first bomb has to do something else, and most likely that thing is to destroy an icicle so you could reproduce it. But looking at this setup, we need a bomb to move into this spot so that it will freeze there. And that can only happen if it didn't freeze here. I could block here. Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, I could block this spot if I could somehow get something here. Then push a bomb up to freeze there. And then push this away to reveal this as a spot that I can put a vine in. Then I can push that up. It will break here. So that will use 1, 2, bomb, vine, object. That's 5 objects. Icicle is 6, bomb is 7. That uses 7 as well. The problem is it's very, very difficult to put something here. Although, that bomb... that bomb could now feasibly exist here. Like, the icicle could feasibly exist here, and the bomb could then explode here. Because I could have something frozen here, right? Well, I don't need to have something frozen here, I just need something here. Most likely a cloud, because one bomb will be up here and one bomb will be down here. Can't be a vine, obviously, so it has to be a cloud here. But how would a cloud even be here? We need to break on something. Which is what? This position. Where else? No, not here, right? Like, look at this funny thing. There you go, that's something, but it's obviously not right. Could I have used Vine? Vine could have been frozen and broken, honestly. Yeah, the vine can freeze and break. So what does that mean? A vine can now also be used to... Alright, train of thought. Train of thought is gone again, but it's okay. Vine can pull. So for example, Vine can... Yeah, Vine can... I want to show a sort of setup that might work. The question is, to arrive at that setup is also fairly challenging. So, okay, so for example, we're gonna do this for an example. So like this is a setup that I want. I mean, I feel like I've set this up before. And then what I can do is I can put a bomb here and then use this frozen block to like push into the bomb and get rid of all of these. And if that happened to work vertically, that would be very nice. The only issue is, how am I supposed to do that? How do I get something to be pulled from across? Because it quite... It most likely has to be a... cloud? Like, let's say I just tried a bomb, right? Let's just say I tried a bomb. Okay. I want to put the vine here. What do I want to do here? It doesn't get pulled far enough. Okay. What if I use the cloud? Well, then the cloud would just get pulled. Actually, that might work. No, actually, why don't I just put the vine in place first? Oh, wow, okay. Well, that's kind of insane that that happens. If I could freeze here, that would be nice. We'll freeze this. Actually, this would be a... Yeah. Okay. There are more and more setups that show up that could become feasible now. I feel like that was a very good setup. Is there a better setup? To put something here. Actually, sorry, what was the point of putting something here again? It's so that this would work without having to reposition up there. Okay. So yeah, okay. Something here. A bean here. Not a cloud. Very probably not a cloud. Bean, yes, because if it were a solid object, this would be blocked from the start. I don't want it to be blocked from the start. I want it to be first a bomb goes in here, then blocked, then vine, then unblock. So, okay. That seems fine. Let's think about how we'll get any white bean here. A white bean. We want to put a white bean here. A white bean would have to be here to be pulled in by a vine. Being frozen here is fine if you're a bean form, because the bean would not be frozen. Just the vine would be frozen. I'm still trying to like give this solution some credit for being somewhat sound. The big problem is, again, I just cannot put a white bean there. Because a white bean has to crash into something. And what will it crash into? Nothing. So is it actually not possible to put a white bean here? Maybe not. Is there anything else that could be put here? Like, no, it has to be a white bean, but maybe not through a vine. Or if not through a vine, then what else? Okay, well, the other thing I could try and do to discredit this solution, to make it go away, is to prove that there is a more efficient method. Is there a more efficient method? One could argue if you could put a white bean here, you could put a white bean here, but that might not be true. And yes, there's technically a more efficient method. It's just to freeze a... It is to freeze a cloud, push it and break it here. That would definitely work. Not you. You. Like that. And then somehow this will be fine. I don't actually know how this will... This actually might not work because... it doesn't let me bomb this place well. So if you could break there, that would be very nice if you could. But no. Okay. Anything else? If I could just pull a regular cloud, right? The vine has to go as well, though. The vine... Okay, let me just look at this again. This. Right, we got to this position, but the only issue is that... this isn't blown up. Right. Very satisfying, actually, this setup. Okay, well, I guess we'll try the other method. We'll try dig out this red bookmark again. But this time, I mean, like, we've kind of proven that all three spaces here don't work. We've also proven that there's another way. Actually, is there? Have I been neglecting this bridge? I kind of have, haven't I? Or maybe I haven't, because the process of building this bridge will also help me in this. I kind of tried to do this assuming the bridge was already there. But no, the bridge has not yet been made. Meaning that I can use the other two clouds. Possibly. Well, yeah, the problem is that how will the bridge be made in general? Just how? If I put an icicle here. Have I considered that? Or did I just... Did I actually consider that and forgot? We know a vine can't be here. The vine has to be at least... sorry, at most here. If it's any further, it can't reach the cloud. That is kind of an issue, isn't it? Which is why I feel like this is the best thing we can do. But there's no good spot to blow anything up. Alright, so like here now. The best spot is to blow something up here, but can we even do that? A vine could... But all objects get frozen immediately. There's just no way for explosion. The icicle is it's just too strong. The icicle's freezing is just too strong. It's too instant, it's too fast. So yeah, I think the best step is this. Obviously I'm not using the... hold on, wait a minute. No, yeah, I can't eat the icicle because then the icicle goes away. Because yeah, of course this is fine, but the icicle goes away. We need to bomb the icicle. That's all it is. But yeah, the only valid bomb spot is here now, which is obviously not possible, so it just doesn't work. Unless I'm missing something, which I hope I'm not, but... So what have we tried to debunk? This spot, just for how absolutely silly it is to try and... yeah, okay, that's very silly. Isn't this also equally silly? I can get one, but then, like, I immediately just get stuck. There's no blockage that can occur. At least here there's some blockage, but this also gets... This is just not what? Yeah, I haven't been able to make a bridge. Bridge. How could this possibly be useful? Like, let's say, how much bridge do I need to build? Let's say I was here. Could the bridge have just been half built at this point in time? No, right? Well, yeah, I don't think so. Maybe though. Huh, okay, so it looks like, actually, somehow, this is the exact number of steps required. Which is so interesting. So this setup feels super intended now. It's the exact number of steps required. I can barely make it. Which, you know, doesn't guarantee success. Doesn't guarantee that as a solution, but it's close It's a very good sign that it might be the solution. It's just that I can't find a good way to get the first step done. The second step is somehow the easy part. Can I really not get something to explode here? Do I know of any way something can explode here? That'd be a vine. The vine will be frozen anyway. It's like... Me? No. There must be a better way. There must be. There are 3 options, but are there more than 3? What about... No, there are only 3 options. To explode this block and the icicle at the same time. The explosion must occur in one of these 8 spaces. And given that these are the only 2 viable bomb spots, that will only propagate to these spaces. So the only valid spaces that the bomb can be that hits both the block and the icicle is this rectangle of 6. This is the only set of spaces that will work. How about here? That's interesting. But is it? Hold on, I just really need to like recheck. Vine can't be here, it's not gonna work either. If only though, right? If only. Actually, if only? Will this actually work? Maybe not. Or maybe yes, actually. Hold on. Going to need... What am I going to need? Going to need a vine here. Bomb here. Okay, so what's going to happen is... not bomb. If I were to make a bridge here, let's say, is that possible? Should be. Really simple, actually. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. Gonna get this vine to pull... Oh. Yeah, that's a problem. As well. Huh, okay, never mind. We have bigger problems. This setup might not be feasible then. I was thinking like if you could pull the other bean over, I could turn that into a second cloud that gets frozen again. I can push it up. Yeah, because you would let go, and then the last one you would do is you would just pull. Oh, the bomb will have to be here. As I push over, you pull up. Have I ever checked if the ice breaking breaks blocks? Have I checked? Just give me a second to check. In case somehow it does and I just never realized. Okay, it doesn't. Thank goodness I've not been an idiot this whole time. It has to be a bomb explosion then. Like, one of the other ways that could also work is a vine eating a bomb. Which would only work if the vine was... Yeah, the vine would also be at the position of explosion for anything good to happen. I was like, yeah, maybe, but it's not really. No. This is straight up impossible. Like, this setup works on everything but the explosion. And I have no idea how to get it to work. Like, is there really no other spot? I must be tripping. I must be tunnel visioning on the fact that the bomb explodes with the icicle. Right? Or no? Okay, but the thing is, everything else in this machine has been used like uniquely. They couldn't have been replaced with anything else. I mean, clouds could have, but the clouds being clouds, they're not pushable blocks, which is useful. if blocks were pushable, if a monster was pushable, then it would be equivalent to a bomb. So what could a bomb? Why would a bomb explode here if not the fact that it needed to do something else? The bomb has to do something else. Just what? I haven't. Yeah, okay. So at the start of the episode, I said I want to rule out everything, right? Before I say an idea is impossible, I want to rule out the idea that a bomb cannot explode here. But I don't think I know enough about the game's mechanics to prove that. How do I know that a bomb can never explode here? Have I ever tried? It's not. Is it impossible? Look, a vine here would be frozen regardless. A vine here would be frozen. Let's see. Okay, what? Wait, what? What does that where is its range again? This square, okay. If I wait that it won't do anything. This wouldn't even, yeah, okay. So it's equivalent to just... It's assuming there's a solid block here, which is why the bomb will explode as it's pulled upwards. It hits this block. That's fairly interesting, but not interesting enough to get here, I guess. This is the last remaining spot that's like logical, which is not even like the case. And the bomb have to explode here. I have no idea how that would happen. Because you have to be... Or here. Which also doesn't really work. Clouds. Can a bomb explode? No. Okay, the other option is again... Wait, no, but... Okay, have we fully ruled out the other option as well, which is this? Is it really impossible to put a bridge here in this case? The answer is probably yes. Could I also have built a bridge here in this case? That's my next question. Because what can happen here is that Cloud can be here and freeze first, and then I push, then I block. Which means that I really only need one Cloud here at the time. Then maybe it's... No, it's not horizontal. No, it doesn't feel right anymore. No. I can't. So our two options are now what? Find a way to explode an icicle here and here, or find a way to put a white beam there. Both are logical, but both seem impossible. It could also be a secret third option that I have not yet thought about. So, what is the plan? What would be the plan? Vine eating... Vine eating seems to get the most out of what I'm looking for, but like... this setup seems to be really impossible. Like, this just cannot build a bridge. This can't build a bridge either. Actually, hold on. Yeah. If I'm really talking about the fact that this setup... Oh. Right. We only need one if there was a blockage here, which there isn't. In this setup, the bridge must have already been built, I think. Is that true? Yeah, because the here can only hold one object, which has to be the beam. Okay, well, I'm not getting this, so I think I'm gonna have to stop for now. I've spent quite a while on this already. This bomb seems underused. Is there any way to get this back? Maybe not. Like, if I could get this back, it would be really cool. It would actually also kind of be pretty difficult because the cloud's here. This is such a good setup. If only. If only. Is there a better spot? I mean, we know this is one of the spots. We know there's one explosion. So before this, there can only have been one other spot. And that other spot, if there were one, has to be near this. There can't be a spot that's far away. If there was, to destroy that and this would be practically impossible. Yeah. Not seeing it. Okay, well, I might think about this, but... this feels so good. Is there any way here that I'm not just tripping straight up? What happens here? Stay solid, right? See, that just doesn't explode. That's the problem. If it did explode, that would be so cool. But it doesn't for some reason. I mean, for a pretty obvious reason, it doesn't explode. So that's your bridge. Yeah, like, man. Oh, okay. Didn't mean to do that. Can I change this in any way? Like, if there were a vine here for some reason, would that change anything? No. Okay. Let's say the vine were here. Right. I mean, then the vine would just explode this thing and then there'll be nothing that could even work. You being frozen is just so annoying. It's like, this is an impossible setup unless something can be frozen here. Am I tunnel visioning now, or am I just not looking wide enough? That actually is tunnel visioning, by the way. The exact definition of tunnel visioning. Tunnel visioning. What good is that? Giving out a frozen bomb. But like, okay. I guess. Why can't you explode there? What about a cloud here? I mean, that's obviously just gonna create the exploded bomb again. Yeah, it's just gonna be another frozen bomb. It's not gonna do anything. I can't block you. Hmm. At this point, I'm fairly certain that nothing else will work. Really? Is that true? Yeah, I'm fairly certain that nothing can explode here. Like, regardless of what you do, the fact that that's frozen aura is just impossible to make something explode there. It just is. But that leaves us with so few options. I mean, I suppose the next few things I haven't tried were the icicle being somewhere else. Well, we've kind of also proven that to be impossible too, like... Maybe, just maybe, that this is a good spot for the icicle, but like, no way. There's no way this is a good spot for icicle. The explosion will have to be here. In this case, the explosion will have to be here. Which is also kind of difficult. Because how would a bomb get here without being frozen? Like, I suppose what I could do is I could push, I could make a bomb here, I could like freeze something and then push it in. Yeah, that would work. But would this actually work? To push up. It might. Let's see. I mean, that's the obvious first step. What's the next step? I can't get out anymore. I can't get out anymore. I'm dead. This is so pointless. Okay, if we just ignore all the ball, if we just ignore everything, like... So I can do this, for example. Which, can I? Oh, man. Okay, I can't even shoot that thing now. Oops. Maybe not. Really? Okay. So even this pen is not going to work, because I can't shoot that bomb. I can't shoot that beam, turn it into a bomb. Like, even if like this was a cloud, right? That the cloud would be frozen anyway. Yeah, it'll be frozen. Can't do anything about this. Oh, maybe a second. Ooh, what about a second bomb? Oh, interesting. Okay, what am I doing here? Right. Two bombs kind of might be a bit difficult to work with, but it's alright. We can deal with it. Yeah, actually a second bomb can just be wait, where can a second bomb be? Here? Okay, so let's try this. Let's try this setup. Look at this setup. What a setup to get this to work. It's not gonna work because I can't get back in. Gee, I want to shoot this down. Push this over. I kind of want to push it down. Okay. get in anymore. Very, very interesting. I could have gotten maybe it's not gonna work. Ah, really? Just straight up not going to work. I mean, yeah, why would it work? Why am I doing this anyway? I'm pretty sure this won't do anything for me. Should get this a lot easier. Hold on. Just jeez. Alright, I'm trying to demonstrate something. Although I feel like it's definitely way too late for that. You just do this. So like this is the kind of setup that I want. In the end, that gets everything, but obviously it doesn't work because I haven't made my bridge. I need both clouds. Is that a problem? It could be a problem. Yeah, it could definitely be a problem. Okay, I'm gonna not give up on this. I'm gonna think about it and come back. I'm probably not going to give up on this just yet, but yeah, I think I will be back next time and I'll tackle this then. Until then, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you guys next time. Bye bye.